Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're digging into some truly shocking news that has completely rocked the college football world, the collapse of the legendary USC Notre Dame rivalry. I mean, for nearly 100 years, this game was a fixture, a non-negotiable part of the season. And now, it's just gone. So we're going to break down the public finger-pointing, the scheduling battles that happen behind closed doors, and what this all really means for the future of the sport.
Okay, let's just jump right in with the quote that blew this whole story wide open. This wasn't some quiet, backroom disagreement. Nope, this was a direct shot, a public accusation from USC's head coach, Lincoln Riley, pointed squarely at Notre Dame.
And boom, with that one sentence, the entire college football community learned that the annual battle for the jeweled shillelagh, a game people have circled on their calendars for decades, was suddenly and indefinitely off the books.
So how in the world does this happen, right? How does a rivalry this iconic, this historic, just disappear from the schedule? Well, let's unpack the blame game that kicked off the very second this news broke.
So get this. Right before his team's big bowl game, Lincoln Riley steps up to the podium and leaves absolutely no room for doubt. He stated very explicitly that from where he was standing, the failure to keep this rivalry going was a one-sided decision.
Now, what's so fascinating here is that we're not just talking about any other game. The absence of this matchup leaves a massive hole in the college football season. And to really understand why this is such a huge deal, you have to appreciate the history. 96 times. Just think about that. For generations, these two absolute powerhouses have clashed on the field. This game has helped define the identity of both schools, it's crowned national champions, and it's given us some of the most unforgettable moments the sport has ever seen.
And this timeline, wow, it really puts everything into perspective. Just look at how incredibly consistent this series has been. Since 1926, only two things have ever been able to stop this game: a world war and a global pandemic. That's it. So that's the level of disruption we're talking about here. This isn't some minor scheduling conflict. This is a historic break.
All right, so let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Why did this fall apart? Well, it all seems to boil down to the incredibly complex puzzle of scheduling in a college football landscape that is changing faster than ever before.
So here's the heart of the disagreement. You've got USC, who's about to face a brutal new schedule in the Big Ten. They claim they came to the table with a flexible plan to keep the rivalry alive. But then on the other side, you've got Notre Dame. As an independent, they have the unique freedom to build their schedule from scratch. It seems, from their perspective, protecting that freedom, that ability to schedule games that give them the best shot at a national title, took priority over this one tradition.
And then came the twist, the part that felt like it added insult to injury. According to reports, just minutes after they turned down USC's offer, Notre Dame announced a brand new series with BYU. Riley's quote about it being the fastest scheduling act in college football history, you can just feel the frustration and maybe even a sense of betrayal coming from the USC side.
So the negotiations are dead, the accusations are flying. What does the future actually hold for one of the sport's greatest rivalries? Is this just a temporary pause? Are we witnessing the end of an era?
The reaction was, as you can imagine, immediate and intense. Fans, the media, former players, everyone was split. Some people totally sided with USC's frustration, while others thought this whole dispute should have been handled behind closed doors. It's just a perfect example of how deeply this rivalry is woven into the fabric of the sport.
Now, for all the public fighting, there is an official joint statement saying they want to bring the game back. Both universities released a message saying they hope the rivalry will resume down the road. But, that leaves the biggest question of all. When?
And the answer is not anytime soon. College football schedules are set years and years in advance. The earliest estimates suggest that a return just isn't possible until at least 2030. So for now, the battle for the jeweled shillelagh is officially on ice for the foreseeable future.
And ultimately, that's the real story here, isn't it? This isn't just about USC and Notre Dame. It's a huge sign of the tectonic shifts happening across all of college football. You've got these massive super conferences, an expanding playoff, enormous TV deals. The entire landscape is changing right before our eyes. And it forces us all to ask a really tough question. Are the timeless rivalries that we all grew up loving now just a luxury that the modern game can no longer afford? That's the thought we're left with.